every day I put on my gi, I'm learning. Every day I train, I feel like something I could do better. If I tap the guy out 5 times, I want to tap him out 10 times. If I tap him out 10 times, I want to tap him out 5 times with one hand. If I can do that, then I can do it with no hands. And if I can tap him out with no hands, I want to tap him out 10 times with no hands. And then I put blindfold. So there's always a way you guys can get better. You can never be satisfied. You know, you can never say that's good enough. It's wrong.
I got a question.
Okay, well, first his question.
What would you say is the difference between Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and regular Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is the only Jiu-Jitsu there is, because my grandfather, Hélio Gracie, is the one who created this leverage that I've been talking about. He was 130 pounds, and he had to develop a way to use his body weight because he couldn't fight strength with anybody. So he developed ways where the guy would get tired and he would stay comfortable, and then he would take advantage of the situation after however long it may take. So Japanese Jiu-Jitsu is you throw and then you hold the position. And then he couldn't do that. After he threw the guy, if the guy wanted to roll, he would roll. My grandfather didn't have the strength, so he let the guy go and just kept going with the position and go to his back and then go to this and then do that. So the guard position, this position you saw me using mostly today, is what my grandfather created. The guard didn't exist. You know, nobody knew how to fight from the back and feel comfortable. So that's where he felt comfortable, because anybody can lay on their back, and he learned the best ways to position his body to where the guys couldn't attack him. And then the guys would eventually get tired, and then he would choke them. But an example, the Japanese choke was like this. You get 200, and he couldn't do that, so he would pull him in and use his body weight. So, of course, he has to use a little bit of strength. But to show you the extreme, my grandfather could never do one pull-up, ever. Every one of his fights, when he fought 220-pound guys, he never, his whole career, could do one pull-up. He would go, his whole life. So his matches lasted a lot longer because he couldn't put the pace on it, but he wasn't never beaten. You know, his idea was if he didn't lose, he won. So that's what my grandfather created. And then my dad, he put on all the connection, all the weight distribution that I was talking about today. That's what my dad invented. You know, so that's the next level. Everybody who learned from my grandfather learned the leverage, and then they put their strength in, and that's what the jiu-jitsu you see today is. But every jiu-jitsu that you see today is somehow learned from my grandfather. Whether it's the purest form, I don't know. Whether it's learned by my dad, who is a completely different martial artist, I think is a completely different type of jiu-jitsu. All the connection, all the leverage, I mean not the leverage, all the weight distribution that I was talking about, that's all my dad. He's the one who took that to the next level. And you know, hopefully, if I'm good enough, I can maybe add some stuff to it, you know. But that's, every jiu-jitsu is Gracie jiu-jitsu. Brazilian jiu-jitsu is just what they call it here in America, or in Canada, whatever it is.